Hi, rust testing at the minute. On the table in front of me I've got some steels which I'm going to spray with my saltwater solution. It's just 5%, so 5 grams of salt per 100 mils of water, just in a little spray bottle. I'm going to spray with that and leave it overnight. The main goal of this is to see how K390 reacts to corrosion. See how much of a stain resistant tool steel it is, if at all. So I'll either, I may well ruin my knife, who knows, we'll see. So I'll just show you what knives I've got on the table down below. Alrighty, so what I've got here is I've got two sort of controls once again. So this is LC200N, which should not rust at all. And then this is like a Mora carbon steel. So this is just your 1095-ish carbon steel that should definitely rust. It's just the blade from my broken Mora 612. So anyway, they've got S35VN, that's a stonewash finished in a Kaiser Gemini. And then similar finishes here, I've got HCR13 MOV and then the Spyderco Police 4 in K390, which is the test. So I'll spray these and I'm going to leave them for, hopefully I get a good solid 7 hours of sleep and I'll see what happens, what has happened to them in the morning when I wake up. Alrighty, so there's sort of the same amount of blobs and spray of water on each knife. It's about as precise as I can get. I'll should be able to wave my magic fingers and just snap to the future and we'll see how the knives have done. Morning has broken. Let's have a look down and see the results of a little bit longer than extra time sitting in salty water for all these knives. Let's do it. Alrighty, so you can see here that's the Mora. This is the LC200N, completely fine. This is the S35VN, little tiny bit of orange rust coming through there. HCR13 MOV's got some rust there. It's rusted up fairly badly, and then the Police here is probably, well, let's compare it to the pure carbon. Definitely pretty similar, so it is almost performing like a carbon steel. There we go. Other side's obviously fine. There we are. So certainly the not particularly rust resistant, just a tool steel is what will happen. So this is quite a salty solution though. So this is harsher than you'd find in general life. It's just sort of a way to accelerate it, to do a test within a night rather than carrying it and using it forever. Just a rough example to see how these steels stack up to each other. So this is it next to S35VN. Next to HCR13 MOV, which for a stainless steel I always find is quite rust prone. As you can see there, there's some deep rust that's got in there already. Next to LC200N, which is just Franken steel, crazy stuff. And again, next to just the standard Mora high carbon. There you go. This part here is just still a bit wet. So now what I'll do is I'll clean it up and I'll show you how it does clean up and why rust, again, why rust really isn't the end of the world unless you get it right on your very cutting edge and then cut something abrasive. So I'll just clear it up with some WD-40 and I'll show you how they all look. Alrighty, so that's all of them just after a quick WD-40 and then just a wipe with a tea towel. See a lot of rust comes off there. So I mean, it's still got the marks, but it's all still more or less, it's pretty smooth there still. And a little bit more, WD-40 and that, more of that will come off. I will have to give that a light sand to get the discoloration right out, that patina there. But yeah, it's not pitted or anything like that, whereas this one here, this is just a pure carbon steel, and that's actually quite badly damaged, so that's going to need like a fair bit of intensive love. This, I don't care because it's just a broken bit of blade anyway. And then these three stainlesses all polished up pretty well. The HCR has a little bit of deeper tarnishing towards the front here, but yeah, compared to proper carbon and tool steels, all three of these stainlesses did pretty well. in terms of actually being damaged by the rust rather than just showing the rust. So there you go. In the review you'll see this all cleaned up again, so don't stress too much about how it looks, and I'll see you all in the next video, dudes. Bye now.